Hey guys, this is my morning brief video. It'll be out for tomorrow morning. Okay, basically, what I got going on here on SPY, I'm going to go through this as fast as I can. So we have a signal line, Bollinger Band on our study here, and we are right at the bottom. I think this is a one standard deviation Bollinger Band on here. We're right hugging the bottom of that one standard deviation right here going into tomorrow's session. This is a red flag. Bottom line is it doesn't take much at all to break this one standard deviation, and we are actually going to be opening the session into a new bearish trend, okay, outside of this Bollinger Band possibly. And remember, SPY, we opened the week below our weekly pivot to open the week this week on SPY. We came back above it. Now we're back below it again. Very weak price action going on here in the markets. So I do want to float that out real quick here. Qs, okay. Got the Qs right here. So bottom line is we I move in here real quick here. We're right there. Similar thing on the Qs right here. Okay. And so heads up on that. This one here was looking very weak today. This one here has actually turned too. So this is actually giving us even more confirming signs that things are looking pretty rough here. So heads up on that. And all our signal lines were all crossing in order in sync here to further confirm the downshift here in our Qs. So heads up on that. So we are getting a much more solid read on this one here. This one here goes, it could go fast. So heads up on that. This area here was critical. This area, and if this breaks, this was a rocket ship move up on this leg. So that is a fairly significant drop if this does come back down. Okay, so heads up on that. If I come down here and I don't know if I can get it to activate. Nope, it won't let me do it. There it is. Quarter pivots. Okay, I thought it was gonna be too much noise on here, but we have quarterly pivots here, so we're at a quarterly pivot right here. Okay, that's what we're fighting right now. That blue line. So this next level down here, that's your next quarterly pivot. Okay, that's also a trend line as well. So we're looking at 320 possibility tomorrow on the Qs. Okay, IWM. I left quarter pivots on here because they're so telling. Okay, so bottom line is we were showing some relative strength this week on the Russell. So I don't know for sure. And you notice how it's not right on that signal line. So we didn't close right here on the edge of disaster here on the Russell. But if the markets go down, the Russell will come down with it. Okay. Uh, so bottom line is, if the markets start to break down, you know, it's not a big, 182 is not a big, it's not that far away. Okay. I don't know if we can get it tomorrow or not, but it's not. And this one here, see how parabolic it is up here? That's why I'm saying if this one starts to break, the bottom's just going to fall out. So remember, if you start breaking those lows, there's this. I mean, it could be a really quick win here to the downside if it starts breaking. So heads up on that, because remember the first time we came down, it came down like a rock. So like I said, this parabolic section, you just don't have a lot of volume profile supporting that move. Okay. Okay. Then also here, guys, I got this. This is my Vix chart. Okay, I'm going to explode it here. So bottom line is what I'm looking at on my VXX. This is a way I track the VIX, volatility of the VIX, or the VIX itself. A few takeaways: weekly, monthly, and quarterly pivots. We are above all three of those. Okay, and we're going into OPEX tomorrow. Options are extremely expensive. Okay, we're going into option expiration week. We've had multiple bearish signals in the markets. Okay, this is my next red flag. The 89. I use the 89 moving average. It's a Fibonacci number. Okay, and typically you get reversions off this 89 bouncing off the 2 standard deviation. Okay, we didn't close at that. Okay, guys, so that's why I think we're setting ourselves up for a bearish scenario tomorrow morning. Okay. Now, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm a day trader. I don't really care. I'm just giving you this analysis. You guys take it for whatever you want to think. Okay. Uh, Bottom line is, I'll come in tomorrow and I will short, but I won't be shorting naked options tomorrow. If you're going to short tomorrow, you've got to do spreads. You know, uh, uh, buy one strike, sell one a little bit further out of the money or something like that. The option premiums are through the roof. So you've got to somehow you have got to protect yourself from IV crush potential. Because even if you get the direction right with the IV being so high as it is, if it doesn't go fast enough, you're just going to get destroyed on options tomorrow. So be aware. Do not go naked options on tomorrow's expiration. You can go out maybe in the next week, the next week. That's fine. But tomorrow is too dangerous to be doing. That's just throwing your money away to the big man. Okay, guys. So heads up on that. You don't want to be doing stuff like that tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Let me go back over here. So some scans I'm looking at real quick here. Give me 1 second. Okay, my first scan here. Okay, bullish outside the Bollinger Bands, two standard deviation. Okay, guys. So we have a wedge. We have uh, a wedge pattern. We're breaking out of it. GLD. That's your gold miners ETF. So basically, gold is on a breakout. It could have one hell of a move if the bottom is falling out of the markets and things do heat up here. And there's definite reason to think that's happening. Philip Morris outside the Bollinger Band going parabolic. This is one of your uh, uh, large cap. Uh, what do you call it? Defensive stocks. So your XLP stocks. You're getting your dividend. People rush into this to park their money for safety into like stuff like Philip Morris and your most defensive mega large cap uh, XLP stocks. So if you do XLP, do find the holdings, just go for the highest market cap. Those are the ones that are on fire right now. Okay, and then on the downside, so they took a little bit of profit off of Heckler Healthcare, but it's not outside of that Bollinger Band. It's on my scan for some reason here. So I don't know what that's all about. And Upstart, I don't know what that's about either. So okay, on the daily time frame. Now on the 1 second. Okay, this is taking a little bit longer than I thought. Okay, these are all the stocks that crossed outside the Bollinger Band to the downside today. These are the bearish setups. So you got Constellation Brands. Let me change studies real quick. Okay, I see the problem. I had the wrong Bollinger Band set up there. So bottom line is the Bollinger Bands, outside the Bollinger Band. I use the 50-day moving average too on the Bollinger Band. So that's how I use my Bollinger Band. So we got outside, targets outside. I'm just going to do the top one. Akamai is outside. Okay. BIB outside. Okay. FedEx. Okay, so some of the other ones that are really big players here. Oh, Shopify really got hit today too. So you see this? Shopify just got destroyed well outside of the Bollinger Band. So guys, so Take Two got really hit today. Pretty much all the high flyers here are getting hit today. A lot of carnage in the system. Okay, it's taking a little bit too long. I created too much material for this evening. Okay, these all represent stocks today that crossed their daily pivots. So basically, they were up higher in the morning and they crashed down during the day. These represents the stocks that they just crashed out today. And then on the volume side, see if I can draw that out here. It's not wanting to let me do it, is it? I'll just move these over. I should have had these already. So NVIDIA, obviously, is just getting smoked here. So we did. I don't have the pivots up here, which I should. And there you guys go. So basically, I just got the weekly, monthly, and quarterly on here. I don't have the dailies, but obviously, NVIDIA got hit. And so we have that, and semiconductors really got hit because of NVIDIA. Okay, we broke our daily pivot, and we are back below a major trend line here on NVIDIA. So that's a warning sign, and that definitely looks setting up to be a head, shoulder. Tell me if that's not a warning sign, guys. Coming down here, cracking down. All the major semis have reported now. So heads up on that, okay? Put that back on 1 hour. don't know how that changed. Really ugly there, guys. Okay, what's going on there? Airbnb came in today. It broke the daily pivot on volume. So Texas Instrument on volume, Datadog by volume. So that's our daily pivots. So I know some guys in the rooms were trading Roku. Roku got destroyed today. That was one of the main ones. That Upstart had. I don't know what that's all about, but Roku. I know some traders were trading that and made handsomely today. Down 10% on Roku today. But some of these others to be watching here: Datadog, Coin, which is one of the crypto exchanges. It took a hit today too, along with the rest of the market here. Caterpillar. These are ones that are just started breaking their weekly pivot today. They pretty much held their weekly pivot and they finally crossed them today. So heads up on that. And then on our monthly pivots, gold had a cross and breakout above the monthly pivot today. Okay. Uh, Airbnb crossed back. Yeah, don't know why that's not. That happened this week. Okay. So basically, this is just giving us the tells from what happened this month so far. So that's not giving a daily update. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. I actually loaded the wrong scan there. You would think everything was going to dirt today. We got we hit new yearly highs look at all these stocks here that we hit new yearly highs today. So uh there is stuff happening in the markets. Okay, even though we're trending a little bit lower in these markets, look at all these new yearly highs you're still hitting here. There's a bunch of them here. So heads up on that going forward. And then our new yearly lows. Obviously, I had two screens, so you're probably looking about 50 stocks. Okay, yeah, there's 50 right there. There's 75. There's 100. There's 125. So there you go. 5 to 1. Well, basically, you can do the math. So at any rate, you can see I firmly believe you'll have 200 or lower on Facebook tomorrow. Potentially, it has a bottom somewhere between 200 and 180 on Facebook. That's your next target, somewhere in that range, in my opinion. So some of these things really taking a hit here today. Shopify getting destroyed, like I said. Fastly got destroyed. Man, look at it, down 33% on Fastly just today. Wow. Boy, there are some major a lot of losers here. Yeah, it says something when you lose 20%, 20% or more of your market cap in one day. Just how little liquidity is showing up in this market. It's a major warning sign. Whenever you start seeing 20% drops, multiple stocks, it is really a major warning sign. Okay. And then some of our top newly positioning for this week's expiration. That's for tomorrow's expiration. They destroyed the Nvidia calls today. They destroyed the Walmart puts today. Uh, they destroyed the Cisco puts today. Okay. Uh, so that's pretty much what you see happening here. They hurt the XOP calls today because XOP came in with the rest of the market a little bit here. Cisco, yeah, like I said that already. And down here at the bottom here, we got so top new positioning for tomorrow. GDXJ, that's your junior gold miners. They were loading up on those going into tomorrow's expiration, thinking that, and they were the inverse the Qs going into tomorrow's expiration. Quite a bit of activity in those too. So that gives you some idea positioning for tomorrow. What was really going on the top of the chain here for tomorrow. If you go down here, 1-5 top positioning for next week. These are next week's top positionings. So the Walmart, of course, the puts were selling off, so they're positioning themselves for calls next week on Walmart. Gilead, they were actually getting puts for next week in Gilead. Okay. And then we had the Q puts short on tech and short on SPY for next week. Some top positioning for next week. And then I have one other here, 1.5 monthlies. These are March monthlies. Okay, guys. And if I can get load here, so this is what they were set the top action, option action that was happening on the monthly contracts for March. Okay, that's why I definitely want to point this out here. They were buying high yield bond puts. Okay, so HYG, they are buying for March. HYG, HYG puts. So they're still buying puts, thinking we are going to break down lower here to another run lower here on HYG. Okay, guys. Gilead puts. I mentioned that. LQD puts very active today. That they took a little bit of profits off these, but very active for. This is another one that's been trending down. LQD, as the Fed is stopping its asset repurchasing. Look at this thing. This thing is so weak it can't even hold this channel. It went straight down through this channel. Boy, this is not good, guys. That is, I mean, this is really a dangerous situation here because the LQD, that's your corporate debt, your corporate bonds. Yeah, whenever you're starting to see free fall, that is not a good sign. Okay, guys. GDX puts, for March. Okay, they're down right here. But there was a lot of action in these, so they could have been accumulating this as well. So a lot of volume in these GDXs for the month of March. Okay, so heads up on that. That's some of the stuff that saw a lot of action. Uh, these can be contrarian. These are down because they were loading up on the calls too, but they didn't have enough volume on the calls to hit my scanner. So heads up. Same way with the Walmart. Okay. Okay. So guys, as far as going into the close, some things that we're getting extreme high reads going into close here. The defensive names here. They are supporting Coke. They are supporting Kraft Heinz. They were supporting Bristol Myers. Altria, Philip Morris, AbbVie, uh, T-Mobile, Union Pacific. Uh, I wouldn't put Booking in the same category as that. That's an earnings play, but they were supporting. These are your safe haven in a very whenever it's total full on risk off. These are your safe haven names. Okay. These are my Corey at lows. These are the ones they're dumping here, guys, on volume. These are the ones that are out of favor. The total, the growth stocks completely. They don't want to have anything to do with them. Facebook top the list. They're dumping Facebook, dumping PayPal, dumping Microsoft, dumping Pfizer, dumping Comcast, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, or General Motors, Oracle, Salesforce, uh, Starbucks, IBM, Texas Instrument, J&J. J&J is surprising to see that on my list here. But J&J is actually a more of a defensive one, but it's also tied to the COVID names. So this one here can be corrected also because it was already run up because of COVID. You do not want to lump that one in with the defensive names because the reopening theme can definitely have a negative on that. So definitely keep that one also. But that gives you some idea on some of the names that are they are liquidating out of here. So heads up on that. Okay, to finish our week out here, this is your short list of stock names you want to have on watch for tomorrow. They are currently trading 80% the volume above average. Okay, guys. So you're looking 180% your typical, 80% above average. Let's just put it that way. Okay, Palantir, Roblox, DoorDash, Gold, uh, Kinross Gold, GDX, a bunch of these gold miners, Fastly, Clove, Upstart, Gilead, Roku. I don't know what that one is. Walmart, Kraft Heinz, Newmont, Shopify. I mean, this gives you the purse. You notice how the big mega tech names are not even on this list. This just gives you, these are the ones that were really active today. So these are the ones that are probably going to be quite active tomorrow. So definitely, this is your short list. If anybody wants this, just let me know, and I can create you I can share you a watch list on this. Okay. So please like my video, please. Please retweet it if you can. Any comments you need to make, just put them at the bottom of my YouTube video. I put comments down there. Sometimes I put links and stuff down there. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, this watch list right here, I will probably go ahead and screencast it and put the link in the comments. Okay. And then take the time out, go over to Twitter, and if you guys aren't following me, please do it. Gumby9662C, and please retweet my video so we can get the faster upload speeds and video quality. So please do that. That helps us all out. Because this half an hour waiting for these uploads, this is ridiculous.